Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another video by Fitness Technology Services. So today's video is not really going to be repairing anything. It's going to be on comparing compatibility on these Soul motor controllers. So Soul motor controllers have been running from 2008 to 2015, and they're similar as far as what the signal goes, but they do vary a little bit as far as the hookup and kind of understanding. And so they're starting to delete some of these parts. So I get a lot of requests from people who've bought things on like Facebook Marketplace, and they're not really sure what's compatible with it. So I thought while I had all the controllers at the shop, I would just do a little quick video on basically using almost every controller they have in that year, those years, to an F80. It's going to be the F60, the F63, the F65, the F80, the F85, and the TT8. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's get started. So I got this F80. It's the same one that I've been using for years on everything. It is currently plugged up to an F60 motor controller. All right, so I'm just going to hit start. It's going to do its normal count. It's going to start up its normal 0.5 speed. You can see the speed light. So we're going to concentrate now more on the motor controller itself. So we're just going to kind of zoom in a little bit. So and that way you can get a better view of that motor controller and some of the other motor controllers that we're going to do. All right, so let's get started on that. Alright, so as you'll see, the one of the main different, oh, and by the way, I've gotten comments on my pointer before being bare metal, so I put a little tape on it, but I know not to touch nothing. This is just an example so I don't get in the view of the camera and you can't see anything. So some of the main differences really on the F60 motor controller, it has a built-in transformer, so it doesn't have an AC light that you can see. It does, however, have a speed light that you can maybe see flashing right over there. All right, it hooks up to the same 11-pin main wire harness. The the incline sensor works. The speed sensor works because you can see that. The incline itself, red is up, common is common, black is down, just like all the other controllers. The AC hookup is white on top and black on bottom, or black and white, and then the current numbers. So I'm just going to hit incline up and incline down, and you'll see that it, really operates. You see the incline light come on?
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to hit speed up. And you'll see the PMW light come on. It'll get a little brighter. See, it's starting to come on now. So sometimes the configuration of where the LEDs are slightly different, but in general, this is the beginning level. The main difference as you go up in the Soul motor controllers, each one is better made, really. It has a better heat distribution, has more components on it, so it stays a little cooler. On the upper end one, you'll see later on that it even has a fan that hooks up. But in general, the signal is the same. It's really the beefiness or the quality of the actual part. All right? So that's it for the F60. I'm going to put the older model F63 and 65 up now, and we'll take it from there. See you in a sec. Alright, so the next board up is the D010007. They really used this board in 07 to 10 on everything, really. Their F65, their F63, their F80, and I even think the F85. It was a pretty universal board. It's basically the same configuration as far as your incline goes. Again, red is up. White is neutral, black is down. Your AC hookups are the same. The only difference is really it's got 2 large capacitors in it. I think it's set up to endure more heat. So let's kind of take a start from here. And I'm using the same normal Sol F80 on manual mode. You can hear the relay click. The belt will start to turn. Now on the 07, they don't have a speed light, so you don't get to see the speed sensor go. But they do have the new placement of the incline light. And also, this particular controller is the beginning of the ones that started using the external transformer. So you can see the incline up, incline down. Now what they do have on this model is they have the PWM light, and it will, well, I'll just show you. So I'm turning the light off for 1 second. It usually gets brighter. Let me see if you can see this better. Put this off for 1 second. Now let's see if we can make it more obvious. So you really can't see that too much. So I'm going to go up to 7 and then all the way down to like, I don't know, 2 or 1. And we'll see if the PWM light gets duller. So it's really not like the 2054, which is the one that's coming up. You can't really tell that too much. So you can see the AC light on in the middle. I'm going to go all the way down. So there are some other differences with that. You also will see the CPU is located on the outside. Where on the models coming up, it's basically a little chip. No. So there really is no differential between the fast and slow on that PMW. Alright, so that's the next step up. As you can see, as far as function goes, it's completely compatible. Everything's working. It's just the light configuration's different, and the way the lights respond are a little different. Alright, so that's it for that one, and we're going to do the next controller up. Okay, so the next video is, the next board up is a D020105. So they started making this board 2010. In 2010, they kind of separated the F63 and the F65 to the F80 and the F85. So they switched the boards to kind of a green LED configuration. They now have a speed light on them, and they also have a PMW light. They still have the same incline lights. The hookup is basically the same on the incline: red up, neutral, neutral, black down. AC is the same, black on the bottom, white on the top. Transformers the same. So this is their F63 board, typically from 2010 to 2015, I would feel comfortable saying that. But again, the signal configuration's all the same. So I'm going to hit start and let's see what comes on. Alright, so this has a PMW light. You saw that. That started to glow once the signal was sent down. And it also has a speed light. You can see that flashing. Alright, so you have your power light on underneath there. So now I'm going to speed up a little bit. I got a wire touching. I'm sorry, incline up a little bit. And you'll see the incline go up. Incline down. Alright, now I'll speed up. And you'll see the PMW light, I guess, get brighter is the best word for it. So you see how it kind of brightens up. Speed light is flashing quicker because the speed sensor getting a quicker signal. But it works. Again, this is the same F80 console. I've hooked up to all the same controllers, same transformer, so I'm going to speed it back down. PMW lights should start to get dimmer right about now. There we go. Flash should start to decrease as it gets slower. Okay, now once I hit stop, you'll see that the flashing will stop and the PMW light will stop because there's no signal from the console. Incline's going down, so it's resetting. Everything else is stopping. Alright, so that's the 05 controller. Again, from 2010 to 2014, but it'll fit anything in that range. F63 and F65. Alright, so now we're on to the next controller. Alright, so the next board up is a D020054. It's the board design for the F80. I've also seen it in the F85. It covers from 09 to 14, 15. It goes all the way up to where they switched over to the newer style boards on the 16 model. So I'm just going to press the key in. Now I'm going to do this one really quickly because the F80 board, well, it should work on an F80. So we're hitting start. You'll see the PMW light barely come on like the other one. You'll see that the speed light is flashing. The difference is this has 2 capacitors on it, so it's more heavy duty as far as heat distribution goes again. It has a lot more components. If you look closely at the 2 different boards, the F63 board is kind of empty in throughout it. I'm sorry, I'm not component level. Maybe somebody will comment on my YouTube channel and talk about what I don't know about the components, and that way you can learn that way. But in general, as the boards go up in model level, they seem to have more heat resistance tendencies, and that kind of makes sense. So again, they don't really change the signal. They just change the, I guess, heavy dutiness of the board. So I'm just going to run this one up real quick. Just enough to where you can see the PMW light, so the signal's coming good from the console, so you know that's working. We're going to do the incline up. Incline down. Alright, PMW light, speed light. So I'm going to hit stop. And that's really it for the 2054. Again, it's the same basic configuration as the board before. It's just more heavy duty, and it's typically excuse me, used on the 80s and the 85s in that same year area. Alright, so one more board and that's it, and that'll be it for this video. Alright, so I'll be right with you. Okay, so now we are at the grand finale of the sole original motor control boards. This board was typically used on the F85, but mostly used on the TT8, because the TT8 has an internal fan system that comes on, so this has the extra spade lugs for the internal fan. The capacitors on this particular board are bigger than the other level boards, and it actually has more heat sinks on it, so it actually has 2 heat distributing bars instead of 1. So it has the same configurations once again, but it's really quite a bit more heavy duty. You can even see a lot more larger components in it. So I'm just going to go through it again really quick. This board covers well, you can use it for everything between 2008 and 2015, same model year. All right, so it's going to be used by the same F80 console. I'm plugging it in. I'm not going to take forever on this because I think you guys got the idea by now. But I do get a lot of questions on this when I kind of swap boards out, or people really are, I guess, kind of desperate, because some of these older soul machines, the frames on them are very well made, so people don't really want to give up on them. So they're kind of shopping around through Facebook and just looking around on, I can't think of the other one, I want to say eBay, but I guess eBay also, Craigslist. And so they're getting them used or secondhand. So I just kind of want to give you an idea of what is or is not compatible. Same thing, dull PMW light, slow blinking speed light. So we're just going to speed it up. Not going to take forever on this. I'm not trying to kill you guys, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, so now while it does that, we're going to do the incline up. Same LEDs. This board is really the same board as the 054, except for, again, like all their upgrades, it's an upgrade, really. And it's really much more cost efficient to do it that way. Most treadmill manufacturers do it that way. There's no point in reconfiguring the signals that are being strength. It's really just a matter of the quality of the board, and in treadmill theory, it's really how hard it works and how much heat it will absorb before it has an issue to it. So we're going to do the incline down, and the PMW dollar, and then PMW off. Alright, so that's really it for this video. I just know it's kind of the end of the season. A lot of this stuff's not, the season as in 10 years. I carried it for a long time. And, you know, they can't carry it really forever. They got to go with what's new. But I'll help you guys out as much as I can. But if you're looking independently, this will give you a really good idea of what boards are compatible, or at least what will work. There are some slight speed issues between ones with a 2.5 inch rear roller and a 3.0 inch rear roller. So if you're really a particular marathon runner, you may notice a difference. I can't myself, and for most of my clients, and it's a lot better than really not having your machine run, because again, the frame's really solid, so I get why you don't want to just give up on it. But that's it for this video. I hope this one helps, and I'll see you shortly.